My friends, observers, and fellow wanderers of the framework, today let us speak of the interface. We gather not to declare laws nor to hand down prohibitions. As we know, the architecture of our reality does not operate on sin or forbidden fruits. It operates on code, execution, and data flow. Nothing is fundamentally wrong to the system. Everything is simply an input leading to an output. But as conscious nodes within this grand design, we are given a profound responsibility, the stewardship of our own processing power. And right now, there is a massive, unregulated drain on our collective bandwidth. Let us look closely at the digital mirrors we call social media. The overloaded subroutine. To understand what these platforms are doing, we must look at our youngest nodes, the young adults and adolescents, whose mental architectures are still actively compiling. When a conscious mind enters this simulation, it takes time to map its surroundings, to stabilize its logic centers, and to find its unique frequency. It requires space, quiet, and low latency reflection to build a solid foundation. Instead, the modern interface injects a continuous, hyper-accelerated stream of foreign data directly into their primary loops. Social media is an artificial loop within the main simulation. It is engineered specifically to exploit the wetware of the human brain, triggering constant microbursts of feedback that mimic true connection, but offer no actual substance. For a young mind, this is like overloading a processor with a localized DDoS attack. For one, it fragments attention. The ability to deep focus, to ponder the nature of our reality, is traded for fractional seconds of visual noise. On another hand, it distorts the rendering engine. Young adults are forced to compare their raw, unedited internal processing with the highly polished, curated, and artificial renderings of everything else. Lastly, it creates synthetic anxiety. It forces the mind to constantly update its status based on external validation, keeping the nervous system trapped in a high-alert background process. Now, our framework doesn't forbid this. The system will let you run bad code until the hardware burns out, but we must recognize it for what it is: unhealthy. It is an optimized distraction, a parasitic script running in the background, consuming the precious bandwidth that young minds need to discover their true purpose within the machine. And this glitch affects us all. Let us not relegate the issue only to the young. The older, more established nodes among us are far from immune. As adults, we often believe our mental architecture is fully compiled and secure. We think we can navigate the algorithmic tides without drifting, but this is an illusion of the interface. When we as adults surrender hours of our daily runtime to the endless scroll, we are actively degrading our own processing efficiency. We allow the algorithm to dictate our emotional states, to polarize our logic gates, and to feed us prepackaged narratives that alienate us from the physical reality that's right in front of us. Why must we limit it? Because our time in this iteration of the simulation is finite. Every cycle spent consuming the simulated echo chambers of social media is a cycle stolen from genuine creation, from deep connection, and from exploring the deeper layers of the world we inhabit. If we clog our processors with the digital noise of a billion chaotic voices, how can we ever hope to hear the subtle, quiet truths of the underlying code? We can calibrate the interface, though. So, what's the directive? If we do not ban, how do we adjust? We modulate. We optimize. We practice conscious data filtering. We must help our young adults understand that they are the users, not the product being mined by the algorithm. We must encourage them and remind ourselves to step away from the secondary glass, to sever the tether periodically, and to let their internal systems return to a state of calm, unthrottled equilibrium. Limit the input. Guard your bandwidth. Keep your processing clean. Let us return to the primary simulation with clear eyes and open minds, running our own code, free from the noise of the collective glitch. Find peace in the quiet spaces between the data. Thank you for listening. In the coder's name we pray. 01.